Okay, it seems I had a bit of a connection issue. Now UK is experiencing some really bad weather conditions, and it's affecting a lot of stuff. So in case it cuts off again, just know that it's just the network, so you can bear with us. Okay, so continue from where I was before the network issues. From here, if we get the immediate close, definitely look out for another move to attack the equal low. All right, so let me be quick. We've got about 5 minutes. Let me be quick and then go through the cryptocurrencies quickly before we have any other issues, and then observe the NFP for maybe 5 minutes, and then we can run it up for today. So I think it doesn't need much for me to say. Crypto, I'm expecting the continuation to the downside, as I said yesterday, right? Look for a continuation to the downside. Let's see if we'll get a continuation today. Okay, I don't know if the NFP will affect it, but whatever happens, look for a continuation to the downside. Do not expect a upside on the cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin going forward, our target is still going to be this low, which is 80,507, and then ultimately this one here. Ethereum, we're looking forward for a continuation to the downside to 2,587. Okay, so look forward for continuation. Solana, same thing, 90.16. that is still going to be our target. XRP, we are not touching that. Hype, nice potential trade on Hype maybe this afternoon. This last up candle, price is moved down. Stop loss goes above that, then aim for the previous week low, 23.82. And then charge key, obviously charge key, I've mentioned we are looking forward for a move to this candle's low, so stick with that. Don't change your mind on that. Okay. So yeah, and then obviously the AI16Z is still stacking that. Let me bring it up. We are still stacking that fair value gap, so nothing has really changed. But like I said, very soon, sooner or later, expect some surprise rejection from here. Okay, so that's pretty much about it for the cryptocurrencies. So let's go back to the dollar index and then observe within the next 40 seconds what NFP is going to do. Okay, so I am, like I said, I'm expecting price to definitely continue going up on the dollar index. So let's see within the next 20 seconds what price is going to do, and then after that we'll call it a day. So I'm gonna mute for a few minutes. Okay, so it's been the first 5 minutes of the NFP, and it looks like they went up and then came down, but this has no significant changes on the weekly or the daily time frame. The importance is we are above this up candle. Okay, so institutional order flow wise, we've basically broken, we'll say, an uptrend. We broke into the upside, so this would just be some form of a pullback and then a continuation. Now, whether it's a pullback all the way down or just a small pullback into the volume imbalance over here, which is how basically today open, we gapped up. On the lower time frame, it looks something like this volume imbalance. So that's going to be where, if we break it, then maybe going into next week it will be a basically totally different thing altogether. But even with that, the weekly is closing above previous week high, so it doesn't really change much. The fair value gap up here still going to be, in my opinion, where price is likely gonna go. Okay, so let's see how today is gonna close. Watch that volume imbalance, and we are now starting New York session. Okay, so don't buy into this drop. New York session can start with a move down and then a continuation to the upside. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Maybe start with the 5 minute chart and then see if it starts giving you a rejection, then you know all that move to the downside was fake, and then you'll be expecting them to reach for 99.31. Okay, I didn't go on to the Australian dollar, but Australian dollar, I think yesterday we spoke about this equal low. That is still going to be the drawn liquidity. Okay, and then dollar yen, this equal high is still the drawn liquidity. I think this is absolutely normal when they come very close to it and then reject. I've shown you several examples of it, so this is absolutely normal. Expect them to go and wipe it out, because they will not leave it like that. I've not seen price leaving equal highs so clean like that. They will come back for it. Okay, so this is just a small manipulation, and then eventually they will go for it. So keep moving to the upside with the dollar yen 157, and then the 15889 level. Ultimately, that will be the ultimate. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So welcome to 2026. That's our first NFP observation. We will be doing all of that for throughout the 2026. Every time we have unless it happens on days that I'm not actually available, then obviously you do that by your own. But if I am here, you're going to be observing it and learning from it. Okay, so today you've learned something. We manipulated to a volume imbalance and then rejected. Okay, all right, so that's pretty much all I have for you for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you same time next week, Monday, and then we'll have another wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Take care.